Hello everyone and welcome back to a new game to one military camp. Now I was not having this game on my radar and it rather looked like a mobile idle game to me, but now that I've also seen a bit more of it and also seen some gameplay from others, I think you're in for a treat with this one. It's a beautiful, really complex and really content rich building game, colony simulation, you might say, where you build up a military camp. Nope, you're not going into wars with them really directly, but it's all about managing a military camp and the demands of your soldiers in a very comical way, I think. So why not just have a look at this game? It's coming out in early access March 2nd. And yeah, well, we can start a campaign. There is also a sandbox mode that is not implemented at this moment, so I think it's coming then later. But for now, we can play the campaign, a rather funny campaign that we can follow along while also building up a camp. And I hope you're going to enjoy this one. If you like to support me directly, if you enjoy my content, please consider supporting me on Patreon. The link is in the description. Thank you to all my supporters. You guys are amazing. You keep me going. And without further ado, without babbling and bobbling, let's get into the game. Go, 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 go. Now, this was a very interesting intro video, certainly. And there we are in the game. There's a bus stopping. I think we are on board. Stop right there, hands up, and turn around very slowly. Oh, you are the replacement they sent from the Officer Academy. Looking like that. I'll have to make do. If High Command considers you worthy, then so do I. There's no other option. I hope you're ready to work. I'm Sergeant John Hawkins. My friends call me Sergeant Hawkins. My mom calls me Sergeant Hawkins. And from now on, I'm Sergeant Hawkins to you. I'm responsible for this facility, the one military camp. And my mission is to stop that damn dragon, the criminal. He has ruled over the other territories with an iron fist for over a year now. We are all that stands in the way of his evil plans to conquest. My best soldiers and also my worst ones are being held captive in his territory. We weren't able to react in time. If only we'd had a General Diana Bird Whistle with us, things would have turned out differently. But you are here now to change that. Keep your ears open, look forward, chest out. This camp is all we have left. It may look dilapidated now, but that's because you haven't started working yet. Our chance to stop Dragon is in every rusty piece of iron, in every blade of grass, in every wooden log. We just need to do some fine-tuning. Follow me inside and I'll bring you up to date. March. I'm going to be honest with you, this camp is a complete disaster. Nothing works, nothing is repaired, and more than anything, we need people. We had to completely abandon it, but then we had to take it back when Dragon seized our other positions. That's why we've gone unnoticed all this time. Go, feel free to explore the camp, but don't hurt yourself. Once you're familiar with the basic controls, select the barracks. And with that, here we are in this game. It's actually got some beautiful hand-drawn graphics, and as we can see, we can also quite freely move around. And first of all, we need to select the barracks. So we have a pretty big map, as we can see. And we can, yeah, of course, build on all of that during this campaign. In the barracks, we meet Sergeant Hawkins again. The barracks is where our troops have a chance to rest. It's not all about work. You have to keep your mind and body healthy. Each barrack can hold up to 7 cadets. Keep that in mind when things get crowded. As you can see, our new barracks have no power. Like I said, we are running on fumes. Without light, our men and women will find out what the darkest hour is really like. We need to fix that. Build an electric generator to supply power to this whole area. Easier said than done. Let's have a look. We have a pretty extensive building menu, as we can see. with many things that I haven't even researched yet. And the first thing is, of course, power supply. So this will cost me 2,200 coin. We have 150,000 left and also some 125 research points. A well-lit barracks, just the way I like it. Now the newbies will have a place to take a breather after training. Great. Now we have a place to sleep. Now let's talk about the Joe. Find the canteen and click on it. Canteen. Over here we have it. Army Joe, you never forget that taste. Back in my day, they even used to toss an old tire or two. This is gourmet food by comparison. Let's use this old canteen, but to do that, we should connect it to the rest of the camp. Build a road to the canteen. Alright, so let's go ahead, build that road from, yeah, over here we already have a road that we can then kind of like just draw over to it. And then to this area. And with that, we have made a connection. The road will help our troops reach the canteen easily. Now we have to connect it to the power grid. Build some electric poles to connect it. So there is my power station. And of course, this one here doesn't have it. Who built that canteen here, by the way? It's really far away. Let's build it actually along the road, I think. I think I'm going to like this more. Oh, wait a second. Here we still need to make the connection. Let there be light. It's starting to work. Good. Now we have to hire a new cook, preferably someone who doesn't add chunks of tire to the soup. Some buildings like the canteen requires to hire some people, and by that I mean qualified personnel. Workers can sleep in the barracks with the troops, but their morale will be higher if you build them a private house. If you want them to do their jobs well, we have to make sure they have the best accommodations. Luckily, I had a private house built for our first cook, but if you want to bring in more employees, you'll have to build more. Remember that. I put some advertisements to bring in new candidates. The first ones should be here any minute now. Let's see if anyone came up in who can help us. Look at this guy, Hansel Proposki. As you can see, every candidate has their own specific skills. The skills we want depends on the jobs. On one hand, they have skills, which are their basic abilities. On the other hand, they have traits, which show us their special talents. Pay close attention and hire only the best. It looks like Poposki isn't a bad cook. He says he makes an incredible cabbage soup. My favorite. There's no room for incompetence at this camp, so be careful about who you hire if you don't want any unpleasant surprises. Select Poposki and hire him as a cook. He's looking fine, actually. We can also see, there he is, right? And he is not very strong. He looks strong, though. He's speedy. Not the best intelligence. He's a good cook, as we can see on his trait. He also is a night owl, so stamina decreases 10% slower during night. Alright, let's hire him, and we can also select the building where he should work. And we can hire him now. 350 cost me per day, reducing our balance. Holy cow, that kitchen looks dirty. Now that Poposki has joined us, our troops will eat like kings. I'm dying to taste the soup, but it's still early. First, we have to get the canteen ready. This building has been abandoned for a long time and is in terrible conditions. Look at those floors, it's disgusting. We need to hire a maintenance worker to straighten out this mess. Maintenance workers make sure that our buildings are always in good conditions. If we don't look after them, our troops won't be able to train. On top of that, they are also in charge of managing our camp, warehouses and supplies. They are our go-to guys for everything. How about hiring a maintenance worker? Once we have one, just select the canteen info menu and request it to be cleaned. Sure thing. Let's go ahead. First of all, we should probably have now... Yep, there it is, the maintenance building. Once again, very costly. Let's have this one perhaps a bit further away. Or no, let's have this one central. I think that makes more sense. Having this maintenance building here now. Now we need to assign a worker to this. We don't have anyone yet. Do we have new workers? There they are. There's already someone. And this guy is strong. Makes him a good maintenance person, I guess. And let's hire him. What are you doing? That's not the specialization I asked for. Here, let me show you how this works. Once you've successfully completed a mission, you can hire whoever you want. What? But I was going for a maintenance one. Assign the worker to the maintenance building. Am I not doing this? Am I already overwhelmed with what I have to do? There's the maintenance. Oh, he needs to be a private. No, also not. Alright, let's build a private house first, because I think that's the requirement. And only then will we be able to, yeah, make him happy. In any meaningful way. Let's have some private houses. They should be private. Have one over here. And now we need to hire a maintenance worker. Is it working now? Now it's working. Alright, I needed to build the house first. Order! That's the important thing. Order. Get to work. I want to see this camp squeaky clean. Camp maintenance is in good hands. Now all we're missing is supplies. We can't run our canteen if we don't have any food, can we? We have to take care of this. Supplies are essential for keeping the machinery running. We have to be careful and make sure that we always have a constant flow of resources. Our main supplies are fuel, food, medicine, and ammo. The downside is that they're hard for us to find. To get them, we'll have to talk to some suppliers. Let's go to the map. Alrighty, this is where things getting a bit more interesting because we have a huge map in front of us, the county map. And as you can see, Dragon has taken control of almost every region. To bring up your map, either press, to bring it, okay. Look closely, see those little buildings. Some of them are resource suppliers. So the problem is that most of them are in areas controlled by Dragon. As we complete missions, we will unlock new territories and gain access to these supplies. Some have more competitive prices or greater production capacities. Anyway, let's get back to the camp. And we will need a warehouse to manage our supplies. They also store resources. If you put the warehouse too far away, they'll have to run a marathon. So we should probably build it close to where we need it. For example, for the food, right over here. Go ahead. And we got our first food warehouse. This should be then also close here to my canteen. As we can see the radius already around it as well. Alright. And the maintenance staff will now be in charge of distributing the food. And check your map from time to time to find more sources and also contact mimics. Mark my words, don't run out of warehouses. Thank you very much, old friend. Now we can start buying some food. For the 460 coin, I mean, this is really laughable low at the moment. We are going to purchase some top buns. I see what you did there. And a helicopter delivers fresh buns for us. And food reserves are now optimal. You can order more supplies. We know this. Now that you know how it's done, how about building a fuel warehouse to fuel our electrical grid? That's our generator over there. Requires fuel. What has it been running so far? Oh, yeah, fuel. And let's have this one perhaps a bit here on the back and build a road. I'm not a big fan of showing this to everyone, right? Fuel is actually pretty valuable. And we continue also onwards with a road. Can I not do this? There it is. Perfect. Now we need to hire another maintenance worker. She looks about right. Sophia Ortiz. Maintenance. Hire her. She actually also has some medical knowledge. And she will also now work in our maintenance building. This is starting to look like a real camp. We have supplies and a place to eat and sleep. It's time to get to work. Let's start with the training buildings. Our troops have to get through some tough training before they can pick a specialization. There are many different specializations, from pilot to comms operator to even spy. Each specialization requires a different set of skills. That's why the first skills training the most important. As new recruits come in, we will need to think very carefully about the training we give them. For now, let's focus on two kinds of basic training: strength training and intelligence training. And one more thing, choose where you build them wisely. Training buildings make a distinct sound like an enemy's weapon. It's best to keep barracks away from entertainment areas so that our troops get some sleep. If you need to clear the ground, remember that you have demolition tool. Just nice that the barracks is in the center of it all. So we need to build around it very carefully. So let's have a look. I would like to probably make a connection here. It's also a rock that we probably will need to demolish. And then we got the trainings. Of course, they are going to be loud, right? And yeah, we probably should have them a bit closer to the canteen and stuff like that, so people can actually eat close to where they go. There you go. Intelligence. Doesn't cost me that much money, actually. And then the strength training as well. Outstanding. And I see some new faces here. It seems my advertising campaign was effective after all. And there are some new people that would like to join us. Make sure you check everybody's skills and traits. If they have the wrong skills or traits, they won't be effective on missions. And that's something we can't afford. Let's start with that one here. For our training program, we need someone with an athletic build. Someone who is used to physical activity. I don't think that's the case here. This recruit isn't in great shape. I don't see much potential. Maybe we should take a look at some of the other recruits. Let me be the judge of that. So either one of these. We do have... What do we need them for? Intelligence training, right? She's very intelligent. So we could use her now as one of those recruits. A private. Off she goes. She's now a private. Get to work. Sorry, I get excited every time a new cadet steps onto the training field. Reminds me of my early days, except it was a lot tougher back then. Sergeant Campbell, he was one tough guy. Anyway, where was I? Yes, skill training. You see, when a recruit comes into camp as a private, they'll go to whatever training they want unless you tell them otherwise. These young people today have no respect for anything. They think they can do whatever they want. If my buddy Sergeant Campbell could see them, it would drive him nuts. Like I said, they're hard-hearted. The only solution is for you to tell them where you want to train them. Our new recruits is on their way to the strength training building. Yeah, of course she's very intelligent. She should not be there. And we're going to change this. Yes, he has a lot to say, this person. Okay. And with that, she's now going over there. Alright, we also need artillery specialists and comms operators, but first they'll need to complete the training as privates. Let's focus on training more troops. I'll leave it to your hands. He's now also living up there, so we can order, or we can actually recruit 6 more people. And the cool thing is now about these guys here, they all have, once again, they're all simulated, right? This is always something I like in a colony simulation. And they have their needs, their strengths, their schedule they follow. And she's now going to train some intelligent stuff. So she's going to be a spy perhaps one day. No idea. My cook is preparing his first meal. Very detailed. Gaining some experience points in the way, while the maintenance guy brings over the supplies. There's some life now coming in. Let's hire the next one. He is strong. And we're probably going to put him into the strength training. Do this. Off he goes. And this guy is not very good at anything. I probably wait with him a little bit longer. Yes, what is that bubble above them anyway? Training goal is not set. We need to set a training goal for her. Oh. It's almost nighttime. Time flies when you're busy. Your people, recruits included, need to go to sleep at night. Rest is important. However, if we want this to work right, our camp will have to provide services around the clock. Obviously, we can't make them work day and night. That would be inhuman. But we can assign some of our workers to the night shift. Pay attention. This is important. Managing the schedules is proper, or is important. Don't worry, it's easier than it looks. We can bring the schedule up for a building. It is important to find a balance between these if you want to keep morale high. Simply select whoever you want. You can also customize schedules by clicking on each box. Alright, we do get another person. Hire another cook. Who would be a right cook? He's speedy. She's also a good cook. Let's do this and hire her for the canteen. And now, there she is. Yes. Now we can put her on a schedule, right? Assign a nighttime schedule. And there it is actually. There's only daytime and nighttime. And we can put her to nighttime. So she's resting now. And the next day she is, or in the night she's working. Is she then also living together with the other person in here? No. Oh, and by the way, I did a first mistake already. Because the noise level also counts for the private house. How very interesting. Of course, we can always build more houses and they don't really cost a lot. Let's have the private house over here. By the way, isn't it the case here too? The game actually told me to build a power one. No. Alright, this is not producing anything. Alright, then that's fine, I guess. But we should, of course, have these private homes there. Now we have a 24/7 kitchen as well. And whenever you hire or recruit someone, they will have a night or day schedule. Make sure that all other camp services are provided around the clock. But let's get on with the lesson. The sun is going down and we can sleep. It's important that they get a good night's rest. We can't afford to have people slacking around here. In my day, Sergeant Campbell knew how to be persuasive, but his methods, thankfully, are a thing of the past. I never thought a cadet could run so much, but apparently alligators are pretty fast. Nowadays, we use less medieval methods. To keep morale up, you have to be careful not to assign too much work. Also, as you may have seen, we can construct certain buildings or other entertainment and amenities to help reduce the stress. How about a game of the arcades? I guarantee you the troops will appreciate. And with that we can reduce also the stress level. So another entertainment building. I would really like to build me though 2 of these houses here. Right, and we can assign now those people here. So Maria Cortez and Ortiz and also my cook. And this guy unfortunately will have to live with a bit of perceived noise. No, not really. Actually, this is fine because he's sleeping in the night, of course, and the camp is not working in the night. So that's okay so far. Let's build the game of arcades. That's entertainment stuff. Important to boost morale. So, about the arcade. Arcades, of course, are producing a lot of noise. So, we should probably keep it clear of any houses or the barrack that we can see over there. So, I think this is a good location for it. Everybody gets there on time. And we can then just add something in between. Perhaps a road like this. And then we have buildings left and right. But I don't know the size of the future buildings. So, let's rather keep it like that. Ooh, a park. Yeah, why not? This sounds actually pretty good. Hire a few more privateers during the night shift. Alright, someone with strength perhaps. There's someone. Night owl. Sleepyhead recovers stamina slower while sleeping. And we could give him the strength training. Another one that is very strong. Also go for strength training. And someone with intelligence perhaps also. None of them is are intelligent. She's a bit intelligent. Let's put her into the intelligence training. There you go. So wait a second. Can I order them to have the night shift?
Yes, sir.
For the training? Yes, they're training now during nighttime. That is so very strange. But okay. That'll work. Okay, also train a soldier to reach 60 intelligence points. That's in here now. And she's already at 51, so that shouldn't take her too long. Oh, you clumsy fool. Oh, and the arcade is also very used by now. Let's build another private house over there. And get rid of... get rid of this one here. Get some money back and we have a balanced power again. Because the power grid is overloaded then. And here we can assign now someone. He's free actually right now. Robert Clark. The thing is, the intelligence training does not produce any noise. Obviously, I mean, it would not make any sense. There is a library in it. So here we can have some more of these private houses, right? Here we should definitely keep clear of any residentials. Now she's at 55, 56, 57. Yeah, she's hurrying up with that. Good thing. And one more. And there she is. I love to see the camp in full swing. The hard training, the sun in your face, and the sobs of troops begging for mercy. It reminds me of the good old days. It's time to take our training one step further. The rookies are ready for their specializations. They will go from inexperienced weaklings to well-trained professionals. I don't know if you've noticed, each soldier's info panel allows you to choose which class you'd like them to specialize and what skills they show. When one of your soldiers meets the requirements, they will let you know that they are ready. However, I recommend that you check out our cadets. We need a comms operator, but we can't promote one before building comms operator specialization building. Once you have it, just go to the soldier's info panel and from there bring up the specialization tree. Another building. However, I think we're pretty much full on the power. So I will need to build us another power supply. Electrical generator. There it is. Can we have it then just here? And use the cables, right? We should be able to do this. Right at the entrance. What could go wrong if someone enters? The wrong person. I mean, usually you absolutely don't have it, of course, at the entrance. But since the game wanted me to build it here, let's go ahead and do it. And build a functional comms operator. There we have it. Increases the experience for comms specializations. It also, by the looks of it, will produce noise pollution. So I rather also have it then here, right of the canteen. So west of the canteen, east of the canteen. Alright, comm specialization. Now we need to assign one of them. And she's the one, right? She's got the points. We can set her a goal. And we can say to her, become a comms operator. We also have the artillery specialist, explosive engineer, and infantry. And as we can see, there's quite a lot of tiers where we can specialize them in to become really powerful soldiers for us. Let's go with the comms operator, specialize her, and also assign her to the comms operator specialization.
Yes,
So you can already see how complex this game can get with all of that. Now, our camp will be full of true professionals soon. As I already mentioned, we can make troops work the day or night shift, but that's not all. If you want, you can ask them to work more hours or give them some time off. This can be very useful when you're close to reaching a training target or if you think the soldier needs to rest. But be careful, don't push the new people too hard. Rest is just as important as work. Alright, we now need to start running missions. In addition to comms operator, we need to train 2 artillery specialists. Once they're ready, we'll be able to stand up. Let's get to work. So for that, I'm probably going to need another building. The artillery training. There it is. Artillery specialization. Let's have this beside the strength building right away, because I'm pretty sure they're working together. There we have it. And now we can train them to become artillery specialists. There we got Private Oscar Lind. And that a goal. And we want him to become artillery.
Yes, sir.
That's the first one.
Yes, sir.
We also have this guy here still being trained. And we can also set him a goal now to become a military specialist. However, we need to have 60 points first. So he needs to get back to training. What are you doing? I also like how each one of them is working according to their specialization, right? So, no, forget what I said. She's also doing it. The table tennis there. My fuel is running out meanwhile. Let's continue purchasing some fuel. And the helicopter transports that in. Perfect. Generating noise, but people, that's a helicopter. We're fine. They are starting their advanced training now. So we have the artillery specialist. Gosh, there's so many details to this. And she's working on... No one is working there right now, but of course we can imagine what it is about. Oh no, she's there. He's climbing the tower right now. Very good. Where's my guy now for the basic training? He's taking his time. By the way, we have a lot of recruits waiting. The game doesn't tell me that. We're still in the intro mission, so I really don't want to get ahead of myself here. Now, the artillery also needs ammo, so we do need to have an ammo depot. Let's go ahead and also have a road then to this. And here we will then need to order bombs. Bullets, bombs, and beyond. Let's stock the ammo. Costing me quite a bit again. There it is. And whoever's in charge here, please restock. There he is, doing the job. And delivering it back to the training specialization. Now the thing is, we do need to wait till nighttime now for the second one, because he's a night owl and he's working the night shift, right? He's now just playing in the arcades. And once it's night, he's coming back here and then we can specialize him in. And once this is finished, we can start with our first missions then. If you like this, we continue here then onwards. Stay tuned!